All right.
Okay, good. So our first question is, what power do these women claim that women have?
All right.
Let me
What
just
do
pull
you
this up.
Can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
They don't really claim that we have a lot of power, right? They kind of
Yeah.
make it seem like women's only purpose is to get married and have children, and then their purpose in life is done.
It's kind of cool, like what's her name? Wollstone?
The second one.
Yeah. She
Oh
like
yeah,
was
so
like Wollstone.
Wollstonecraft.
Yeah. So it's kind of cool. Like she was saying that at first, like because of the society she lived in, women were like viewed as not being able to have power, but they're actually saying they're claiming the complete opposite. I find because they're just like, if you just give us a chance, we'll like show you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even the poem, she's just
Yeah.
like the first lady. She's just like, rise up, like let's show them who's boss. You know what I mean? And it just made me think of the Beyonce "Who Runs the World," you know, girls. But like in the end, she also wasn't like saying that we're better, but just like if we showed mutual love towards each other, like we wouldn't have this desire to like show you who's, you know what I mean? So I feel like they're both, the women claim that like we have as much power as men do, we just don't have a chance to show.
Yeah, I agree. So I feel like women currently, during those times, they didn't have enough power because in the first like poem we read, they kept talking about like how women are oppressed and degraded and scorned. But she was saying that if we have the chance to, we can be really strong. So that's why she was like saying we should rise up. So maybe they don't have enough power right now, but they're capable of having power. And we should be allowed to have that power.
Yeah. And I think also she talked about how that we can use beauty as power, which was interesting because I don't know why that's so interesting, but it's just like, I guess she talks about how women can use that like what she wrote in the thing, like as a weapon, which was interesting and kind of scary.
No, once you just said that, I'm thinking of a quote and I'm trying to find it. That like, yeah, like that's the only, like at that moment in society, that's how you get people to notice you, is through your looks.
Like
and then
of bright artillery, soft melting tones, thy thundering cannons roar, blushes and fears thy magazine of war. Maybe that's part of it.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah,
but it makes me think about how like a lot of times women like we can see women using beauty as a way to get things.
Yeah.
You know, and I guess it's similar to back then. They could do that. I mean, that seems like the only kind of power that they could have in some cases, because they were so like overpowered by men. So they would use their beauty, or they could use their beauty to get some kind of power over the men.
Yeah, like just right here, like women dress nicely because looking good is where they get their power. Like just what you said, like if you were like this dirty person on the street, like no one would pay attention to you.
Yeah.
But if you like wore the latest dress,
I liked how it said in there that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's good. You guys keep freezing up, so I don't know when it's good.
Yeah, sorry, you're like, shut up.
So I liked how in the one part it talked about how men have much right to oppress women as kings have to oppress men.
Yeah.
And in that time frame, people wanted to move away from the politics. So strongly against that idea that men should look at women like that. So I thought it was interesting how she played on the time of politics
Yeah.
to explain.
Yeah, no, I think she used that to make sure that they would listen to her, because they're like, oh, we don't want that. Is that really what it's like? Like, you know. I thought that was cool.
So do you guys think that the authors, you're trying to say that the only power that the women currently have is their beauty?
Can you hear us? At that moment, I feel like kind of like
Yeah, that's a
not
big part of it.
yeah, like it's.
I don't know. I think they're claiming that they have greater intelligence, but they don't have an opportunity to show it.
Yeah.
So
Like, it's
they're
not
aware
really
that they
power.
have that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like they have more power than what they're able to show.
Yeah.
Definitely agreeing with you guys.
Okay. So the next question is, how is beauty a benefit or a hindrance for women in these writings? And something that like a quote that I took out was from the first author. And she said, "Thou mayest command, but never canst be free." So it's saying how like beauty allows us to command men, but will never be truly free from them. So it's both a hindrance and a blessing.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Okay, wait, can you read the question one more time? Because I think I found a quote, but I'm trying to remember
Yes.
if it's the right one.
How is beauty a benefit or a hindrance for women in these writings?
Okay, so there's this quote. If you want to look at it with me, it's on the. Ooh, is this chapter 2? Yeah, chapter 3. And if you
Chapter
go
3.
down, like on the right side, it says like a little number. It says 20.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like women are everywhere in this deplorable state, for in order to preserve their innocence, and as ignorance is courteously termed, truth is hidden from them, and they are made to assume an artificial character. So like, or sorry, I could finish the sentence, but I didn't really care for the rest. But just like, okay, I relate it. Let me read the question one more time. I'm so sorry. Okay. Beauty or benefit. So like,
Yeah.
So like right here, it's kind of saying like it's not beneficial because they're just being preserved and they're just like the truth is being hidden from them, and so it's kind of a hindrance or just like they don't get to, they're just this artificial object to be looked at instead of just being able to learn and like have an education like the men get to, like they just, so I think it's kind of hindering in this quote she's saying. But what we also were saying before, it's also a benefit because it could get people to pay attention, like if they were starting to listen to them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm just talking.
No, I like that.
Well, for sure, it definitely was not a good thing at that time for the. It was something that I think people, they relied too much on, that, oh yeah, beauty is everything.
Yeah.
It didn't let them grow. It was restricting them from growing and becoming better. But at the same time, an ugly woman didn't have any advantage then. Like a pretty woman at least had some advantage, even though she was restricted. But if you didn't have those good looks, I feel like that would just be tough. No education, no advantage.
Seriously.
Okay. Are women portrayed as inferior to men in these writings?
Not, it's kind of giving like a women like a listen up kind of thing. Like I feel like
it's like a motivational speech.
Motivation. It's not like saying like we are like they're right. It's more like give us a chance, and like if you are, then whatever, but give us a chance first, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it's like they're trying to point out like, hey, like you think that we're inferior, but like, and it might be true, but if you let us, you know, educate ourselves, then maybe we won't be.
Give us a chance already.
Yeah, I think like chapter 1 or chapter 2, or the first chapter,
2.
talks a little bit. Yeah, it talks a little bit about it, and it says halfway down, or if it be allowed that women are destined by providence to acquire human virtues, and it talks on and on until the end of the paragraph, kind of about that. If they're given the opportunity, you'd be surprised.
Wait, where is
Yeah.
that? Sorry.
There's
It's about.
a line number. Does it have a line number?
It does not. So it's like, oh yeah, it does. Well, wait. It's after 4.
Okay. Chapter
I
2.
also have a quote right after too.
Yeah. So it's not 4. I think it'd be like before 5. The last paragraph before. If you can find that.
Somewhere in there. Oh, I
Oh,
It's like-
is it the women are told from their infancy?
Do you
no.
see the paragraph that starts with children?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like the
It's
second
the
line.
second sentence.
Oh, okay.
And then like I don't know, maybe there's one shorter part on the end of that paragraph I want to take from, but that's where it talks about it.
Okay.
I also, sorry, when you're done with that, I have something else to add, but I'll wait till you're done.
I found it.
Oh, you got it? Okay.
Yeah.
So if you go to chapter 3 and the paragraph number 5, like the second half, but I still insist. So this is like her quote of saying like the knowledge that we have is like the same, but like if women, like we should be, like we are rational creatures, we gotta be able to, we have the same means, instead of being educated as half a person. So like that's another quote you could use if you wanted.
That's a good one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the second author, she kind of just like understands that maybe women aren't less, like she'll just agree with it and go along with it, just to make the guys happy. But the first author doesn't even want to follow that idea.
Yeah.
She's
She
standing
pushes
up
it
for
away.
it boldly, yeah. Whereas the other
That's true.
girl is a little bit more trickily, or like tricky,
Yeah.
more
Yeah, I
sneakily,
think you're right.
trying to get her opinion in without people shutting her down too fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's
Maybe
that method?
she knew that they would listen if she was like, you could be right, but I don't think so. But it might be true, but prove me wrong.
So so are we in like agreeing, are we all agreeing that women aren't portrayed as inferior?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They are portrayed, but that's not
the point.
Yeah.
That we're
They
agreeing.
don't accept it, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry, I'm just typing.
No, you're
You're
fine.
That's what you gotta do.
Finally, the Wi-Fi starts working. You guys were always freezing up the whole beginning. So bad.
So do women need to rely on men in these writings? So what I got from it, from the first poem, I say they have to rely on each other. So it's not like a one-way street, because the very like last part of the poem was saying how we shouldn't be like fighting with each other, but there should be this like mutual agreement, this mutual love and respect for one another.
Yeah.
Yeah, the friendship that comes with the love.
Yeah. Yes.
He wants.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel like I think it was the second chapter. Let me see. Like maybe this is just an idea, but like maybe she is kind of doing that type of method of argument by being like, no, but yes, but no, because she kind of does have to rely on men because of the society that she lives in. Because like women, like they didn't get an education, and so they have to rely on men to like support them by like with their houses and children and stuff. And
Yeah, and she mentions what happens when the spouse passes away. When your husband dies and you have no education,
yeah,
woman
exactly. Yeah, and so
in
like,
chapter 3 it talks about that.
oh, is it chapter 3? Okay, I was like,
Mhm.
but yeah. So yeah, like I feel like in that moment of time, she kind of needs to because that's the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
She's saying like, but give us a chance to maybe try where I don't have to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, just
But
the fact that she's like, I mean, she would have to get the men to agree to educate women in order, so they have to rely on them in some way, even to
like
get
maybe,
permission.
yeah, and like maybe even to get this book out, published.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
yeah. So,
There were no women publishers.
yeah, exactly. Like, like in history where they had to have guy names so they would even be looked at. You know what I mean? Like,
At the same time, though, she hits some of the male writers pretty hard in this.
yeah, that's true.
Just
Like,
apart.
That's true.
yeah. Because so it's kind of feel like she has to rely on them. Also, like she talked about Adam and Eve, like maybe like it's kind of like God's way to rely on each other. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
because like we need what is the verse? I can't remember the scripture, but it's like be one or something. Like we do need to rely, but then shouldn't they rely on us too? You know what I mean? Like it's just
Yeah.
the whole way. So I kind of
So
feel
that-
like we're doing the same thing as she is, where we're kind of like yes, but no, but yes, but no.
Yeah.
So that kind of leads into the next question, which is, does Barbauld agree with the idea that women need to rely on men? Because Mary Wollstonecraft points out beauty was important to women because it helped them find a man to rely on.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like what you said earlier, that is like we kind of do, because at the end of the poem she's like, if we do rely on each other with mutual love, then all will be well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah. I don't think she's saying that we need to rely on men. I think she's saying like you said, it's mutual, so it's not necessarily like we need men.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like the whole king over a servant or over a slave kind of thing. She doesn't think we need men, but we need to be working together.
Yeah.
So how does overall woman relate to beauty? Is the last question.
How does what? Sorry.
Women relate to beauty?
Relate to beauty.
Well, I think the definition of beauty from a lot of different authors stems to women.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at a lot of different people's definition of beauty, they'll go back to that, and it's a hindrance, these authors are saying. It's kind of a problem. And it's a problem we see up until this society as well. So, like, oh, you're pretty, you don't need to go to school.
Yeah.
I've heard that. So,
Yeah.
some friends have been told that. So.
Yeah. And you never hear anyone say that to a man, like, oh, you're good looking, or oh, you're beautiful, like, you don't need to go to school, or you can just get married. Like, it's never said to men.
Yeah.
Is there any? Yes.
Sorry.
No, go on.
Do you mind saying the question one more time?
How does woman relate to beauty?
Oh, okay. I kind of feel like, I hope I'm not going against my fellow women, but like sometimes I feel like it has its advantages. You know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to think of like the advantages of like selfish advantages, but just like being able to get like Princess Diana. You know what I mean? Like known for
Yeah.
just like this beautiful, but then people paid attention to what kind of a person she was because they were attracted to her at first. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Like, so I
Yeah.
feel like because women are just like naturally beautiful. I think it's just how it is. You know what I mean? Like, if you look like a girl, like this is very bad.
If you look
but
like a girl.
no, like sometimes, like wedding photos, like when guys have their hand and then the girls have their hand on the flowers, like the girl's hand just looks beautiful. You know what I mean? Just like delicate.
Yeah.
Just like, I don't know, just gorgeous. And so like I feel like women are naturally beautiful, and so we kind of get to use that power, like to get, like for people to pay attention to us, because
Yeah.
if we're looked at as inferior, what have we got going for us? Like, well, look at me and then I can tell you. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just a different. Like, I'm not saying like, I'm not like no, like I'm just.
No, it's
like,
good. That is
just a
how it
different
is.
thought.
Yeah.
It would be nice if you could be listened to regardless, but
Exactly. Like
it is how it is, though.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just natural man. You know what I mean? Just like.
I
body, soul,
agree.
spirit.
Yeah, I think there's like pros and cons to beauty for women. Like on the pro side, it gives like women a platform to be heard. Like,
Yeah.
but on the con side, now we have to like everything is about beauty and kind of oppresses all the other characteristics women should be allowed to have and the quality. Yeah,
It's true.
Exactly.
Cool.
Is there any quotes that you guys want to emphasize that you guys particularly like?
Okay, in the second chapter, there was a quote that I think is around paragraph 17. How she relates women to military. And I think there's some really cool like quotes that you could use in there if you want it. It's kind of just like they're like consequenced, and they have certain principles to follow, but there's somehow a difference because they're men, you know what I mean, or something. Like, I think that's what I got from it. But that was like there were some really good little quotes in there. I don't know if it would help. But
I think also in the Barbolt's one, her second line is really good. Woman too long degraded, scorned, oppressed.
Yeah.
Is really good because she's setting the tone for the stance at the time period and what women are experiencing.
Yeah.
oh, there it is. There's also this quote if you want. It's in chapter 2, and it's at the end of 21, and it says, "Strengthen the female mind by enlarging it, and there will be an end to blind obedience." So like that's
good.
that whole
Powerful.
That's a good one. I think use that one too if you wanted. It's up to you.
Oh no, that was I actually wrote that down too.
Did you? Well, awesome. Great.
I like that one.
And it was
See. Yeah, I like the ending of Barbell's thing about mutual love. I think that would really help.
That was a good one. So here's like another little, it's just a quick little line. It's not huge or influential, but like just saying how the natural like woman. Okay, sorry, I'll just tell it to you. Maybe it'll make more sense. You see chapter 2 again. It's in the paragraph 37, and then it says he advises them to cultivate a fondness for dress because the fondness for dress, he asserts, is natural to them. So like maybe that could help back up the or just like women, or I don't know, that might help. I just know that like quotes are really good, so I'm just trying to like.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's good. Is there anything you guys would like to add?
Do you have enough?
Yeah, I have a lot of information and a lot of quotes.
Sorry, I have one more if you want. I don't know.
Yes. No, go
I don't
ahead.
know if we went to it already. I can't remember. I'm kind of having not a good day today with my brain.
sorry.
But in chapter 3, and did we already go over paragraph 20? It goes, women are everywhere in this state.
No, we didn't.
So yeah, for in order to preserve their innocence, as ignorance is termed, truth is hidden from them. And so like it's just saying like they assume, again, like the artificial character she repeats here.
Hmm.
And so that, like that's just another. Okay, I'll be done.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a lot of information. I think we're good.
Awesome.
Right, perfect.
Hey, well, have a great day, everyone. And
You
you can help
too.
with anything, just let us know. We'll have to.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Thank you.
All right, have a good day, everyone.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.